Alright, Subchapter B, Federal Motor Carrier Safety Regulations, Part 350 Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Program and High Priority Program. Subpart A, 350-101, what are the Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Programs with a High Priority Program? 103, what is the purpose of the part? 105, the definitions used within this part. 350-107, what entities are eligible funding under this part? 350-109, what are the National Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Program elements? 350-110, what are the National High Priority Program elements? 350-111, the continuous, what constitutes traffic enforcement purpose for the MCSAP? Subpart B, requirements for the positions for the 350-201. What conditions must the state required, what conditions must the state meet to qualify the MCSAP for the fund? What condition would the applicant meet the quality of high priority program funds? 350-205, how and when does the state apply for the MCSAP funding? 350-206, how and when does one apply for the high priority program? 350-207, what response the state received the CVSP submission? 350-208, what response the applicant for the high priority program received? 350-209, how did the state demonstrate that they satisfy with the condition of basic program funding? 350-210, how does the applicant demonstrate that they satisfy with the condition of high priority program funding? 350-211, what is the form of the certified required in 352-09? 352-13, what does the state CVS plan include? 352-15, what are the consequences for the state that fail to perform according with the CVSP or otherwise fail to meet with the conditions of this part? 350-301, what level of the effort of the state maintain with them to qualify for the MCSAP funding? With 350-303, what are the state and federal fares expensive that incurred upon the MCSAP with a high priority program? 350-305, with the use of the territory subject to the MCSAP matching funds and requirements. 350-307, how long were the MCSAP funds available to the state? How long were the high priority program funds available? 309, what activities are eligible to reimbursement under the MCSAP? 310, what type of activity projects are eligible to reimbursement under the high priority program? 350-311, what specifically eligible to reimbursements over the MCSAP with the high priority? 350-313, how are the MCSAP funds allocated? 350-315, how many basic program funds uses? 350-317, what are the incentive funds and how many they be used? 350-23, what criteria use the basic program funds allocated? 350 to 325 reserve. 350 327, how many states qualify for the incentive funds? 350 331, how does the state ensure that the law of the regulation compatible with the federal motor carrier safety regulations? Hazmat material regulations. 350 333, what guidelines for the compatible view? 350 330 350-335, with the consequence of the state law regulation incompatible with the federal regulation. 350-330, 350-33-7, the state law regulation motoring regulation governing motor carriers, commercial motor vehicles, and commercial drivers in interstate commerce differs with the federal motor carrier safety regulations still considered compatible. 350-339, what are the tolerance guides? 350-341, what are the specific variants of the federal motor carrier safety regulations that allow with the state law regulations governing motor carrier for the commercial motor vehicle, with the commercial motor vehicles engaged with the interstate commerce for the non-subject of federal jurisdiction? 350-343, how many states obtain with the new exemption state laws regulations specific to industries involved with the interstate commerce? 350-345, how does the state apply with additional variances from the federal motor carrier safety regulation? Subpart A, 350-101, the motor carrier with the safety assistance program of the high priority program. What is the MCSAP? With the MCSAP with the federal grant program, financial assistance today with the reduce the number of the severity accident with the hazardous material with the incident involved with the commercial motor vehicle, and the goals of the motor carrier safety assistance program to reduce the commercial motor vehicle and involved accidents, fatalities, injuries with a consistent with the uniform effect with the commercial motor vehicle safety program. Investing group with the monies into the appropriate safety programs will increase the likelihood of the safety defect for the driver deficiencies. Unsafe with the motor carrier practices will be detected with the corrected before with the come with the contribution factor for the accident with the motor carrier safety assistance program. Also sets forth the condition prior participation by the state with local jurisdiction promotes for the adoption of the uniform enforcement of safety rules and regulations standard compatible with the federal motor carrier safety regulations and federal hazard material regulations for both the interstate and intrastate motor carrier drivers. What if the high priority program? The high priority program is a discretion financial assistance program that support for the enriches augments state commercial motor vehicle with the safety programs through the partnership in the state, local government, federal recognized Indian tribes, other political jurisdiction, other persons to carry out the high priority activity project for the augment motor carrier safety activity of the project plan within accordance with the motor carrier safety assistance program. It also promoted the deployment of innovative technology for the commercial motor vehicle with the information system and the networks. 35103, what is the purpose of this part? The purpose of this is to ensure the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, state with the local government, its agency, the political jurisdictions, and federal recognized Indian tribes or other organization with a person more partnership with the established program that improve the commercial motor vehicle driver safety support with the safety efficient transportation by marking the targeted investment program with the commercial motor vehicle. The transportation include the transportation of passenger hazard material, investing in activities like generating maximum reduction for the number of the severity of the commercial motor vehicle crashes, fatalities resulting from such crashes, adopting and enforcing activity of the motor carrier, commercial motor vehicle to drive safety regulation practices consistent with federal requirements, assessing and improving the statewide performance setting program goals and meeting the performance standards, measures, and benchmarks. 35105. What are the definitions used within SPAR? 10-year average accident rate means that each of the state with the aggregated number of large truck involved with the fatal crashes as reported with the fatality analysis reporting system of the 10-year of the period divided with the aggregated vehicle with the miles traveled as defined with the Federal Highway Administration for the same 10-year period. Accident rate with each of the state with the total number of the fatal crashes involving large trucks measured with the bars from each of the state with the divided with the total vehicle with the miles traveled defined with the Federal Highway Administration for each of the state as all vehicle the agency of the Federal Motor Carrier agency means Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. Administrative takedown funds means the funds deducted for the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration each of the fiscal year with the amount made available to the Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Program for expenses incurred with the administrator of the Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Program, including the expense for the training state, local government employees, administrator mean with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. Your basic programming funds mean the total Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Program fund for the administrator, the takedown incentive funds, commercial motor vehicles or CMV with the motor vehicles that have been following the characteristic gross weight of the vehicle with the gross weight rating of the gross combination weight or the gross combination weight rating at 10,001 pounds or more, regardless of the weight it does now with the transportation 16 more passengers with include the driver, regardless of the height issued with the transportation hazard material required with the placard. Pursuant to Title 49, Part 172, Subpart F, the Commercial Motor Vehicle Safety Plan, or CVSP, or the plan means the document outside of the state of the commercial motor vehicle with the safety object for the strategies, activity, performance, capabilities, compatible, and compatibility meaning with the state law regulations applicable to the interstate with the commerce, intrastate movements with the hazard material with identical with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Regulations with the hazard material regulations, same with the effect with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Regulations. State laws applicable to interstate commerce for the other identical to have the same effect with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration filed with the established limited variance with the 350 for 341 and some of the meaning with the funded war with the state achieved with the reduction of the commercial motor vehicle involved with the fatal accident commercial motor vehicle. The fatal accident rate means specified with the commercial motor vehicle the safety program performance criteria to issue the technology development funds means funds provided with the state to carry out the deployment and issue the technology support with the commercial vehicle the information system and the networks. Large truck means a truck over 10,000 pounds the rating and the including single unit trucks and the trucks and truck tractors as far as definition. Leads state agency mean with the state with the commercial motor vehicle with the safety agency with the designated with the governor with the responsible administrator of the plan throughout the state. Level of effort means of effort. Maintenance of effort means the level that have effort leads state agencies with the required to maintain each special year according to Title 49 CFR 35301. Maintenance of effort is also referred to as maintenance of expenditure level of the effort. Motor carrier either for higher with the motor carrier means for a higher motor carrier, the private motor carrier. That terms include motor carrier agents, officers, the representative, the responsible hiring, supervising, training, assigning with the dispatching with the driver, the concern with the installation, inspection, maintenance, motor vehicle, equipment, and accessories are both. North American standard inspection means with the methodology with either state with the commercial motor vehicle safety inspection with the safety inspection with the commercial motor vehicle with consider the various levels of the inspection of the vehicle or driver both. Inspection criteria developed by the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration in conjunction with the Commercial Vehicle Safety Alliance and Association with States of Canada, provinces, and Mexico, whose members are agreed to adopt these standards and inspection of commercial motor vehicles within their jurisdiction. All right, operating authority means for the registration required in the Title 49 Standard 13902, 13902, and 31144, Title 49 CFR Parts 365, 368, and 392-9A. Plan C, Commercial Vehicles Play Safety Plan, or CVSP. State or states means all of the state of the District of Columbia, the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, the Commonwealth of the Northern Marine Islands, America, Samoa, Guam, and Virgin Islands. 350-107. And when any of the eligible funds under this part of the Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Program in the state of the District of Columbia, the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, the Commonwealth of the Northern Marine Islands, of America, Samoa, Guam, Virgin Islands are eligible to receive the Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Program grants directly from the Motor Carrier Safety Administration. For high priority program of the administrator make with a discretionary grant for the entry of the high cooperative agreement with the state, local governments, federally recognized Indian tribes, other political jurisdictions necessary to any person to carry out the high priority activity projects, augmented motor carrier safety and state of the project in accordance with the innovation technology development program. 350-109. What are the National Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Program elements? The national program elements include the following 5: activity driver, vehicle inspection, traffic enforcement, compliance reviews, public education, awareness, data collection. What are the 350-110. What are the national high priority elements for the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, generally with the fund with the support of the enriched evaluate with the commercial motor vehicle safety programs to accomplish the objective listed below, increase the public awareness, education of commercial motor vehicle safety, target unsafe driving, commercial motor vehicle and non-commercial motor vehicle that is identified with a high-risk crash orders, improve safe and secure the movement of the hazardous material, improve safe transportation good in person for the foreign commerce, demonstrate new technology, improve the commercial motor vehicle safety, support participation in performing registration information system management developed in Title 49 standard U.S. Standard Code 31106, and then either responsible for submitting with the commercial vehicle safety plan under this part. The ETNI is responsible for supporting the commercial vehicle safety plan under this part before October 1st, 2020. Achieve the compliance requirements of that participation begin October 1st, 2021. Once the compliance achieved, whichever the assumed the special initiative of the project exceed the routine operation required for the participation, conduct safety data for the improvement of the project to the complete and exceed the requirements of the program developed to meet 35201R of the part of this part entitles the non-responsible submitting the commercial vehicle safety plan under this part of the exceed the requirements of the program developed to meet 35201R of the parts of the ETNI that are available for submitting the commercial vehicle safety plan under this part, otherwise improve the commercial motor vehicle safety regulations. Alright, 350-111. What constitutes the traffic enforcement purposes of the Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Program? The traffic enforcement means the enforcement and the activity of state local officials involved in stopping vehicles that are operating on the highway, streets, and roadways, moving violations or state with the local motor vehicle with the traffic law with the speeding following the too closely with the wrecking, driving the improper lane requirements. Alright, subpart B, requirements for the participation. 35201, with the condition of the state needs for the qualified for the Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Program. The qualified Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Program funds for each of the state must assume responsibility to improve the motor carrier safety by adopting and enforcing state safety law with the regulations, standards, orders compatible with the federal regulations of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Regulations, Title 49 CFR 390 through 397, and the hazard material regulations, Title 49 parts 1047, subparts F and G only with the 171, 173, and 171 and 173, 177 and 178, and then 180. The standards are ordered by the federal government, except as of the may be determined to administrator and applicable to state and enforcement programs implemented the performance-based activities include the deployment of the maintenance of technology and enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of the commercial motor vehicle safety program. Designate a lead state agency responsible for administering the commercial vehicle safety plan throughout the state, given the satisfactory assurance that the lead state agency has or will have legal authority and resources. Qualified personnel necessary to enforce the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Regulation that has material regulation compatible with the state laws, regulations, stand with the order of the commercial vehicle safety plan, to give the satisfactory assurance that the state will devote adequate with the resources for the administrator of the commercial vehicle safety plan, including the enforcement of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Regulation, has material regulation compatible with the laws, regulations, stand with the other orders throughout the state, provide with the total expenditure amount of the lead state agency responsible for administrating the plan will be maintained level of the effort of each of the year according to the Title 49 CFR 350-301, provided the right of entry for the other minutes of the state may you with the adequate to obtain the necessary information, inspection, care of the commercial vehicle safety plan with the reports required with the commercial vehicle safety plan under the Section B of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration upon request to provide the lead state agencies adopt the reporting standard of the form, the record keeping, inspection, investigation of the commercial vehicle Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration prescribes. Require all the regulations of the commercial vehicle to demonstrate commercial motor vehicle with their knowledge applicable to the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Regulation, has material regulation compatible with the laws and state regulation standards. Great maximum reciprocity of the inspection conducted with the North American inspection standard throughout the national acceptance system allow for the ready identified with the previous with the commercial motor vehicles Ensure the activities described in Title 49 CFR 35309 of the finance of the Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Program will not diminish effectiveness of the development of the implementation of the program to improve the motor carrier commercial motor vehicle the driver's safety. Ensure the lead state of the agency coordinated with the commercial vehicle safety plan, data collection information system of the State Highway Improvement Program, the Title 23 U.S. United States Code 148C. Ensure participation in appropriate Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration information technology data system and other information system appropriate jurisdiction receive the funding under this section. Ensure the information exchange with the other states in a timely manner. P. Provide satisfactory assurance that the state will undertake efforts for the emphasize with improve the enforcement of state law, traffic law regulations related with the commercial vehicle safety. They provide the safety assurance for the state with the address the activities to support the national program elements listed in 35109 include the following three activities. Activities to remove the commercial motor vehicle drivers from the highway through adequate enforcement regulation to use the alcohol for the controlled substances by ensuring the ready roadside access to alcohol detection and measuring equipment activities aim to provide with the training of the motor carrier safety assistance program personnel to recognize the driver impaired by alcohol or controlled substances. Activities related with the criminal interdiction include the human trafficking with the appropriate with the commercial motor vehicle inspection appropriate strategies carrying out of these interdiction activities include the interdiction activities affected with the transportation controlled substances as defined in section 102 of the Comprehensive Drug Abuse Prevention Control Act of 1970 and are listed in parts 1308 of the Title 21 Code Federal Regulations by a document of the commercial motor vehicle. Are established with the dedicated sufficient resource of the program to ensure the accurate, complete with the timely motor of the carrier safety data with the collective the reported and ensure the safety participants of the National Motor Carrier Safety Data Correction System of the prescribed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. As one, provide the state with and enforce regulations, enforce registration operating with the authority requirements of Title 49 U.S. Standard Code 13902, 31134, Title 49 392 9A by prohibiting operation placed out of service any of the vehicle that discovered it operating without the required operating authority or beyond the scope of the motor carrier's operating authority. To ensure the state will cooperate with the enforcement financial responsibilities requirements under Title 49 United States Code 13906, 31138, 31139, Title 49 Parts 387, and ensure the efficient, effective, and the responsible sanctions. You ensure the roadside inspection will conduct the locations are adequate to protect the safety of the driver. The enforcement personnel provided the state will include the training manual over the license examination for the drive the commercial vehicle with the training manual with the license examination to drive the non-commercial motor vehicle information on the best practice of the driver safely vicinity with the non-commercial motor vehicle and commercial motor vehicle. W. Provide the state with the conduct of the comprehensive high visually traffic enforcement commercial motor vehicle safety inspection program with high-risk location corridors. Except as in case of the imminent of the safety hazard, ensure the inspection vehicle, transportation, passenger, motor carrier, and passengers can conduct a bus station, terminal broadcasting, border crossing maintenance in the facility designation, other location where the motor carrier may make of the planned staff, excluding a wait station. While ensure the transmit the roadside inspector with the notice of each of the federal exemption of the Title 49 U.S. Standard Code 31315B and Title 4939. 023 39 025 to provide the state of Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, include the name of the person granted with the exemption and any term of the condition apply with the exemption. Z. Except the territory of the United States connect with the new entry with the safety audit of the interstate at the state of the discretion intrastate new entrant motor carriers on Title 49 U.S. Standard Code 31144 G. The state must verify the qualify the work conducted by the third party authorized to conduct the entry safety audits for the Title 49 U.S. Standard Code 31144 G. With the behalf of the state, remain solely responsible for the management oversight of the activities. All right, double A, agree to fully participate with the Performance Registration Information System Management under Title 49 U.S. Standard Code 31106 and no later than October 1st, 2020, we comply with the conditions of the participating in paragraph 3 of this section, demonstrate to Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration an alternative approach to identify the immobilizing motor carrier safety with a share of the deficiency manner provide with the equivalent level of safety. BB, in case of the case of share of the landing in border ordered country with the conduct of the commercial motor vehicle safety program focusing with the international commerce with include the enforcement related projects or forfeiture of all funds based on the border related activities. Comply with the requirements of the innovative technology deployment of Title 49 U.S. Standard Code 31102.13 if the state's funds operations maintenance costs is associated with innovative technology deployment of the Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Program funding. Alright, 35203, what conditions must the applicant meet with the requirements of the high priority program funds? States must meet with the requirements of 35201 applicable, the applicable, the other applicants described in 35107 they must meet with the following conditions: prepare with the proposal in accordance with 35213, coordinate with the proposal of the lead state agency to ensure that the proposal is consistent with state and national commercial motor vehicle safety program priorities. Prepare a proposal with the responsible notice of the funding available to certify that the applicant has the legal authority to reach for the training with the qualified personnel necessary for the performance of the functions specified in the proposal. Designate a person who will responsibly implement the reporting of the administrative approval of the proposal will be primary with the contact with the project. Agree to fund with the 15% of the proposed request. Agree to prepare the submit all of the reports required with the connection with the proposal of the conditions of the grant and cooperative agreement. Agree with the use of the forms reporting criteria required with the lead state of the agency, the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, corporate work activity to be formed with a proposal. Certify the local agency will impose the sanction violation of commercial motor vehicle driver's law of the regulation with consistent with the state with the certified with the participation in the national database appropriate for the project. 35205. How when does the state apply with the Motor Carrier Safety Administration Assistance Program? The lead state agency must submit with the state with a commercial vehicle safety plan with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration on or before August 1st of each year. This deadline is with a good call with the extent of the division administrator of the safety director for the period of not exceeding 30 days. For the state with the receipt of the fund with the commercial vehicle safety plan must complete with the include all required documents. 35206. How and when does the apply with the high priority program? Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration establish the published application and instruction criteria for eligible activity fund with the financial assistance agreement under the section notes of the fund availability published at the latest 30 days before the financial assistance program per application period closes. 35207. Will respond with the state receive the commercial vehicle safety plan submission. Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration will notify the state with the rating of within 30 days of the receipt of the commercial vehicle safety plan whether the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration approve of the commercial vehicle safety plan or withhold the approval of the commercial vehicle safety plan because it does not meet the requirements of the department, not adequate to ensure the effective enforcement of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety regulations and hazardous material regulations are compatible with the state law regulations. The Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration withholds the approval. Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration state with the explanation reason for the withhold of the approval of the commercial vehicle safety plan and allow the state to modify the resubmit the commercial vehicle safety plan for approval. The state will have 30 days from the day of the notice for the modified with the submit of the commercial vehicle safety plan. Disapproval is resubmitted the commercial vehicle safety plan final with official year with any state with the aggravated aggrieved by any of the adverse decision under the section may seek the judicial review under Title 5 U.S. Standard Code Chapter 7. 350-208. With the responsibility applicable to the high priority program, if the grant and cooperative agreement is approved by the applicant with the receipt of the grant agreement to execute the grant and cooperative agreement is denied, applicant with the receipt of the letter with the denial of the agency. 352-209. How the state demonstrate with the satisfied with the condition with the basic program with the governor state with the attorney with the general with the other state official with the specifically designated with the governor with the must execute with the state certified as described in 352-11. State must submit with the state with the certification along with the commercial vehicle safety plan with the supplement with a copy of the state law regulation and form of the participation pertaining to the commercial motor vehicle safety adopted into the state with the last certification that bears on the item of the containment 352.01 in the subpart. 352.10. How did the applicant demonstrate with the satisfied with the condition of high priority program funding? Applicant with the high priority program fund grant cooperative agreement should refer to 352.03 with no separate certification of this program. 352.11. What format and certification required in the 352.09? The state of certification by must be consistent with the following consistent content. I name title behalf of the state of the Commonwealth or state with a request for the administrator of the condition and approval of the grant under authority of Title 49 U.S. Standard Code 31102 with the amendment with the due there. They're certified as well with the state that has in commercial motor vehicle the highway has with the material safety regulations and with the orders of the compatible with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration has material regulations and orders of the federal government. The state has designated the name of the lead state agency with the lead state with the agency administrator of the commercial vehicle safety plan throughout with the state with the grant sought with the name of the agency performed divine into the function with the commercial vehicle safety plan lead state with the agency legal authority resource of the qualified personnel necessary to enforce the statement of the commercial motor vehicle the driver highway more has the material safety law regulations standard and orders state obligation with the funds of the or resources necessary to provide matching share with the financial and federal assistance provided with the grant with the administrative plan submitted with the enforcement with the state commercial vehicle motor vehicle safety drive hazard material law regulations standard orders with the manner consistent with the approved plan. Laws of the state provide with the state of enforcement or office official rights for the entry with the method of the state may be used adequate to obtain the necessary information and inspection with sufficient carry out with the purpose of the commercial vehicle safety plan approved with the provide with the state with the grant maximum reciprocity of the inspection inspection conducted for the purpose of the North American Standard Inspection Procedure throughout the use of the national and accepted system, allowing readily identified practice to inspect the commercial motor vehicles. State requires all of the reporting relating to the program submitted with the appropriate state agency. The agency state will make these from program reports available in a timely manner with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. I require the state uniform reporting requirement of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration designated forms for record keeping and inspection investigation of the enforcement activities to say with effect the requirement of all the registration commercial motor vehicles. Demonstrated their knowledge of the applicable the federal, state, with the commercial motor vehicle safety laws. The regulation state may ensure that the total expenditure amount with the local lead state agency will be maintained level over the official year of the accordance with the Title 49 standard U.S. Standard C Code Federal Regulation 35301. State will ensure that the Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Program funded with enforcement activities under Title 49 CFR 35309 will not diminish effective the development and the implementation of the program to improve the motor carrier, the commercial motor vehicle, the driver's safety. The state will ensure that commercial motor vehicles have the weight enforcement activities funded with the Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Fund. Program funds will not be diminished effectiveness of the commercial motor vehicle safety enforcement programs. Okay, the state will ensure the violation sanctions imposed with the collective of the state are consistent with the effect of the reasonable. The state will establish a dedicated, efficient resource of the program to provide the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration accurate, complete with the timely reporting motor carrier safety information will include with the document the effectiveness of the state of the commercial motor vehicle safety plan to the participate in the National Motor Carrier Safety Data Correction Program or data queues. The participated equipment is appropriate the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration system, including information technology, data system, other information system, ensuring the information is exchanged with a timely manner with the other state with the mistake with ensure that the plan data collection information data system and coordinate with the State Highway Safety Improvement Program, Section 148C with the Title 23 United States Code. The governor with the highway state representative of the other authorized state official through who is coordinated with who will accomplish is the name. The state of the undertaking efforts to emphasize to improve the enforcement of state local traffic laws regulation with the air pertaining to the commercial motor vehicle safety. The state will ensure that it has the department of policies stipulating the roadside inspection will be conducted at a location for the adequate project with the safety driver, the enforcement personnel. The state will ensure that the Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Program funds the personnel with including sub-grantees with the minimum federal standard that set forth in Title 49 CFR Part 385 Subpart C with the training experience of the employee with performing safety audits with the compliance with the review of the driver of the vehicle, the roadside inspection. State will enforce the registration operating authority requirements met within the Title 49 U.S. Standard Code 13902, 311, 134, and Title 49 CFR 392, 9A, the prohibiting operation of any of the vehicle discoverably operating without regarding with the registration beyond the scope of the motor carrier's registration. Or the state will cooperate with the enforcement financial responsibility requirement of Title 49 U.S. Standard Code 13906, 311, 138, 311, 1. 31139, Title 49, CFR 387. States will include the training manual with the license examination drive of the non-commercial motor vehicle with the training manual with the license examination drive of the commercial motor vehicle information best practice safe driving vicinity of the non-commercial of the commercial motor vehicle. The state will conduct with the comprehensive the highly visible traffic enforcement commercial motor vehicle safety inspection program in high-risk location corridors. The state will ensure for the inspect for the incapable, for the imminent, for the obvious, the hazardous, has safety have the inspection of the vehicle, with the transportation pass for the motor vehicle, for the passenger, and conduct with the bus station, terminal border, with the crossing the maintenance facility, the destination of the location where motor carriers make up with the plan, stop at the exclude the way safe, and the tape, and the transmit of the road to expect to notice each for the federal exemption of the Title 49 U.S. Standard Code 31315, being Title 439, 390, 23, and 390, 25, is to provide with the state, with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, including the name of the entity with the grant with the exemption of any of the terms and the condition of the apply with the exemption, whether the except for the territory of the United States, with the state will conduct with the safety audit with the intrastate and with the state discretion intrastate new entrant motor carriers under the Title 49 U.S. Standard Code 31144G with the state will verify with the quality of the work conducted with a third party authorized with the safety authorized audits under Title 49 U.S. Standard Code 31144G with the behalf of the state will remain solely with the responsible with the management of the oversight of the activities. The state fully participated with the performance registration information system made management under Title 49 U.S. Standard Code 31106B with no later than October 1st, 2020. Demonstrate with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration alerts alternative approach to identify with the immobilizing motor carrier safety series deficiency in a manner that provides equivalent level of safety. Why, in case of the states with the shared land border in another country, but the state will conduct the commercial motor vehicle safety program focusing on the international commerce that include the enforcement-related projects or over the will forward the Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Program funds based on the border-related activities. See, if the state meets the Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Program requirements to fund the operation of the maintenance costs associated with the initiative technology deployment with the Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Program funds of the state agreed to comply with the initiative technology deployment requirements established for pursuing the Title 49, 35310, and 35311 and the date and signature. All right, 352.13. What must the commercial vehicle safety plan include? With the state of the commercial vehicle safety plan must reflect the performance-based program containing the following 18 items. The general overview section with the must include the following 2 items: the statement of the state agency goal and program. The program summary with the efficient effectiveness, prior years' activities reducing commercial motor vehicle to include the facility, the improvement the driver, the motor carrier safety performance data of the periods must be inconsistent with the year to year. They may be the calendar official year with a 12-month period of time within the state of the data. With the current with the summary must show that the trends support with the safety program data is collected over the several years. It must identify safely the performance program and the safety of these programs that address the new modified commercial vehicle safety program. A brief narrative describes how the trade program addressed the national program elements listed in 350.109 with the plan addressed of the elements if there is no planned activity program area with the rationale with the other resource allocations decisions must be explained with the narrative section must include the description of how the state supports the activities identified in the 352.1Q and T activities aimed at impaired with the commercial motor vehicle the driveways from the highway through the adequate enforcement of the restriction of the alcohol controlled substances and by ensuring the roadside access for the alcohol detection and measurement equipment. Activities aim and provide with appropriate level of training, motor care safety assistance program personnel with the reckoning of the drivers impaired with the alcohol controlled substance criminal interdiction activities, the human trafficking, and appropriate strategies to carry out with their interdiction activities, including interdiction activities affecting the transportation controlled substance occupant with the commercial motor vehicles. 4. Activities enforcement of the registration requirement of Title 49 U.S. Standard Code 13902 and the 31 to 134 to incorporate the enforcement financial responsibility with requirements under Title 49 U.S. Standard Code 13906, 31138, 31139, Title 49 CFR 387. The definition of the problem statement, each objective support of the data, other information, commercial vehicle safety plan will identify the source of the data with the responsible for the collection of the maintenance analysis. D. Performance activities shape with the quantifiable terms and be achieved through the same plan objective that may include the measurable reduction in highway accident hazard material incidents involved in commercial motor vehicles. Objectives must include the documented improvements of the programs over the legislative regulatory authority enforcement resolve of the resource allocations strategies to achieve the program performance strategies may include include enforcement legislation using technology and improvement of safety instructions instruction and infrastructure specific activities intended to achieve the stated objective of the plan. The activities eligible under the program defined 353.09.311. G. Specific quantity performance measure that is appropriate. The performance measure will be used to assist with the state of the monitoring of the progress within the program, the preparing annual evaluation, description of the state methodology, method of ongoing monitoring of the process of the plan should be included. The will conduct with the monitoring of the frequency will be carried out and how and whom the reports will be made. Objective of the evaluation of the discover the program store of the individual object listed and performance objective of the section. Previous year of the commercial vehicle safety plan identified the thing of the safety performance program. Discover the safety identified with the program. Identify with those problems. New objective to make the modification existing objective of the commercial vehicle safety plan. A budget will support the commercial vehicle safety plan that describe the expenditure for the eligible on the cost of the personnel with the related cost of the equipment and purchase for the printing of the information cost with the other eligible costs consistent with 353.11, 353.09. A budget summary will include the plan the expenditure for the fiscal year with the projected numbers of the activities even after the program element, step of the data collection and result of the annual review to determine the compatible the state laws regulation with the commercial motor vehicle safety care regulation as material regulation, copy of the annual new law regulation, commercial motor vehicle safety enforcement and with the state and since the commercial vehicle safety plan was submitted, executed state certification outline in 352.11 list of the motor carrier safety assistance program contacts annual certification compatibility 350.30.11 and state training plan. Alright, 350.215 for the consequences today with the fail to perform in the accordance with improved with the commercial vehicle safety plan when they otherwise fail to meet with the condition of this part. If the state of the non performing according to an improved plan are not adequate to meet the conditions set forth in 352.01, the administrator may issue the written notice of proposed determination of nonconformity to the governor of the state official designated within plan with the notice will set forth the reason for the proposed determination. The state will have the 30 day of the day of the notice of the reply. The reply must be addressed with the deficiency and compatibility side with the notice of the provided documentation is necessary. After the consideration state reply with the administrator will make the final decision. In the event of the state fails, the timely reply with the notice of the proposed determination of nonconformity notice will become the administrator final the determination of nonconformity. Any adverse decision will result in a federal motor carrier safety administration withdrawal the approval of the plan withholding motor carrier safety assistance program funding, finding the state is not compliant with withholding. Up to 5% of the motor carrier safety assistance program funds during the fiscal year of the federal motor carrier safety administration notify of the state of the noncompliance, up to 10% of the Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Program funds for the first full fiscal year of the noncompliance, up to 25% of the Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Program funds for the second full fiscal year of the noncompliance, and not more than 50% of the Motor Carrier Safety Assistance funds for the third any of their subsequent full fiscal year of the noncompliance. Any state aggrieved by an adverse decision under this section may seek judicial review under Title 5 U.S. Standard Code Chapter 7. Alright, we're going to cut the tape there.